Alexander Nissan Summer Car Giveaway is on now. And just give away a...
Connected to Galaxy Tab A2016.
Nissan Versa with no string.
I'm doing pretty good, yo. Just got off work.
I love the story of the conversation.
Not just got off work, but got off at 6. And I'm already in the studio.
The question of death, and asked the various guests what they thought was going to happen to them when they die. And some thought about reincarnation, and others thought about the spirit.
But yo, somebody banned my channel yesterday, or flagged me for my stream yesterday, and YouTube sent me a message saying, we're not going to allow you to do live streams for 90 days. But I had to dispute that shit, because I was like, whoa. Wait a minute. Why are you restricting my access to streaming? And they said, well, you're not working too hard, are you? But it was like, oh, because you had nudity in your stream. I'm like, oh, okay, it's a painting. And then they sent me like their guidelines for inappropriate images. And they were like, you were flagged for nudity. YouTube only allows certain and limited nude images pertaining to educational tutorials or documentaries or art. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if that's your guidelines for nudity on YouTube, and the name of my channel is Art and Education, so I have 2 of the criteria for your access to nudity in the heading. I'm only trying to educate people and spread art, and so I had to send oh my god, I can't think of the word right now. But I told them motherfuckers, yo, y'all gotta give me back access. Repeal. That's what I did. So I sent them a repeal email saying that saying all of that, you know, this is strictly educational. I'm just an artist. You know, it's not anything pornographic or derogatory or anything like that, or, you know, sexist towards women. And I feel like you guys are flagging me for the wrong reason, and you need to reinstate my ability to live stream. And so today I'm back streaming. That's what's up. Damn, bank manager. Is your husband married? Is your husband married? Oh, I meant to go grab a drink. That's what I meant to put the water back and go get a beer. Just joking. Yeah, I remember you said you were divorced. Oh, so we're both just joking, or are we? I needed that. So my homies at work was like, oh, we going to the gym tonight? I'm like, hell yeah, we can go to the gym, no problem, bro. What time we getting there? What time you want to be there? Everybody knows, like, I literally live a 5-minute drive from a 5-minute drive from my job. So it's like, dude, I can be at the gym at 6:30. We get out at 6. I can be home at 6:05. I can be in the shower at 6:10. You know, be out in the shower in 15 minutes. I can be dressed on my way to the gym. And that, so he was like, all right, let's meet at the gym at 7. I'm like, all right. It's 7:14. Nobody text. Yo, are you going? Are you still going? Are we going to the gym? Or, I guess not. I guess no gym tonight. You're not afraid to fly, are you? I just sent my son home Saturday. I miss my little dude already. Even though he's becoming one of those complex teenagers. He's like 13, think he knows everything. Oh my God. I knew this phase was coming. But it's still cool though. You know, because I look at myself like when I was his age, I thought I knew everything too. And we didn't even have Google or YouTube. Now these kids got Google and YouTube. They really swear they know everything. Like, man, just knowing shit ain't enough. You got to experience life and live. That's how you really know and grow and obtain wisdom. Googling shit don't get you nowhere. But yeah, my little man went home. And it was his first time flying by himself. I knew he was brave enough and capable enough to do it though. I would have went, but just the extra transportation fees for the flight and man, just taking more time off work is like, dude, man, you're a big boy. You better get on that plane, take your ass home. Better get on that plane and take your ass home. Yeah, he growing too fast, yo. Damn. 13, he'd be 14 in December. And next year he'd be 25. Or that's how it seemed. Damn, I just remember. I just taught this motherfucker how to ride a bike. It seemed like last year. I was just teaching him how to ride a bike. Now he talking about. I ain't gonna tell you shit my son talk about. He on some other stuff though. I got family in Virginia in Stafford. It's like close to like just 40 minutes from like Crystal City and all that, like that DC area around there. I lived in Virginia for a couple years in Stafford. I used to hang out in like Fredericksburg and Garrisonville and a lot of other little places like that. What up, sweet? Yeah, Virginia's not a bad, it's not a terrible commonwealth, because it is a commonwealth. Like my people there, they're ex-military, and yeah, if you're a military vet in Virginia, man, you don't pay no property taxes. Your kids get to go to community colleges for free. Get all kind of perks in VA for the vets, yo. Yeah, yeah, teenagers on that other stuff, man. Yeah, Richmond, okay. I did some work down there. When I was working for an engineering company, and we had a couple of jobs in Richmond. I went down there to see Childish Gambino. He did a show down there. Yeah, man. Went down. Excuse me. Like I had to put that in a song I was writing. Like my son wanted to start rapping and stuff, so I'm writing a song with him. But in the song, it's just a little quick verse I wrote, but no profanity, no nigga this, no bitch that, not talking about smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? Just to show him like you ain't got to write all about the same old stuff all the time, yo. And then one time we was freestyling. I freestyled a whole beat, not cursing, or none of that. Puff. Yeah, boy, I had to go through some emails and send some emails out there down YouTube and let them know, man, like they flagging me and trying to block me for the wrong reasons, man. It's conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? Had some troll pop up in my screen yesterday and seen what I was doing and just hit that button like, yo, stop this guy. He's too positive. Bam. Plus, I don't like his dreads. Bam. YouTube, put a stop to this. And so YouTube tried to hinder me for a minute until I came back at him with the words like, yo. Made that shit sound all professional like. And then they had to watch that video. They was like, you know what? He makes a pretty good point. We need to reinstate his live stream. Yeah. You know how it be. But yeah, hey, them teenagers, they try you, man. Like, that's why I showed my son, yo, I had to go hard at the gym when they took him to the gym. Because he almost my height. Had to put that weight up, let him see, yo, your pop skinny, but I'll still knock you the fuck out, boy. Don't think you ever stronger than me. But my son, he good though. He just like me, yo. He an intellectual. He a thinker. He's my offspring, yo. I put a lot of all my positive aspects into him. So he's self-aware. He has, he has the basis of knowledge of self. He's inquisitive. He insightful, alert. My son, he's on point, yo. You know what I'm saying? He's a little me. You know, all the shit you say like, damn, if I would have known this shit when I was younger, well, that's what I'm trying to instill in my son. All the shit that I wish I knew as a youngster, I'm gonna try to just give it to him, you know what I'm saying? And of course, he ain't gonna run with everything. He ain't gonna believe it, not unless it come from his peers or his homies say it, or some rapper that he likes says it, and then he'll accept things like that. But for the most part, everything I just try to beat into his head, so later on in life he will still hear them little echoes of me just trying to keep his ass on the straight path. But boys, it's hard anyway. You know what I'm saying? A boy, boys rather get their own bumps and bruises. You know what I'm saying? Instead of eating off of experience. But and that's true right there. And that's what I try to tell my son, yo. He tried to tell me, he tried to school me on some shit. We talking about a certain topic. He was like, well, if you know this and this, I'm like, whoa, little nigga. You ain't even lived yet. You know what I'm saying? What you have, what the internet has given to this generation is a false sense of intelligence. Now, being smart is knowing shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can know some shit. You smart, so what? You know the times tables and you can recite all the capitals to the 50 states. Okay, you're smart. Intelligence is actually applying the information that you know. You know what I'm saying? Try to break that aspect down to them. And once again, wisdom, you can't get wisdom without living. That's the only way you will accumulate wisdom, is living life and experiencing shit for yourself. And that's the only way. So these kids nowadays, they have a false sense of intelligence because we live in this cyber digital information age, and they walk around with, more of man's knowledge accumulated right in in the palm of their hand than anyone in all time has ever had access to. So Who's the prime minister of Belgium? And you can get the answer. You know what I'm saying? How far is Jupiter from the sun? You know. How much corn did Idaho produce in 2007? You can get whatever you want to know. But that's still not being intelligent. That's having facts, and that's just being smart. Anybody can be smart. I'm kind of smart. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of intelligent too. You know it. You know I love them Slurpees. Hey Rush, what's up? Yeah, they banned me for the boob painting. Yo, somebody flagged the boobs and was like, I don't want to see that. And so what they said was, so they stopped me. They was like, look, dude, somebody said you got nudity on your YouTube. We can't allow you to do that. It's called, they have a word for it. It's not banned, but a strike. We're gonna give you get 3 strikes. So we're gonna give you 1 strike. Now, you can still upload videos and you can still edit and make changes to your YouTube channel, but you cannot live stream for 90 days because you have violated YouTube's policy against nudity and sexually explicit images. But then in their clause it says, you know, they will allow certain things in certain contexts if it's dealing with, you know, education, documentary, film footage, or, you know, artistic expression. And they gave an example saying, well, you know, if someone makes a film documentary on breast cancer, more than likely you're going to see some breast, you know, and that's just the nature of it. So they wouldn't, you know, flag that. That's part of it. And or if you're they specifically said art, documentaries, education, and something else. And once I read over their clause, I sent them an email like, dude, the name of my stream is art and education. I'm painting. I'm not sitting here finger popping or dildo banging some naked whores. Like, what the hell? You have to reinstate my streaming ability. You know what I'm saying? And today, back at you. Oh well, it's whatever, dude. It's like, yeah, everybody don't like it. So what they said was, they sent me an email back earlier today. And it was like, look, Travis, we're gonna repost your video that we took down, because they actually, and it was 28 minutes. It was 29 minutes and 32 seconds. I was like, damn, I ain't even make it 30 minutes yet, and somebody already flagged my shit. But it was like, okay, we're gonna repost your video and put it back up there on YouTube, but we're going to put that little button that says, in order to watch this video, you must be 18 or older. You know, to narrow down the youngsters from watching the kind of material that I display on my show. I don't have a problem with that. I've been checking my demographics. 79% of my viewing audiences are American males between the ages of 26 and 35. I'm not getting a lot of fucking teenagers in here anyway. You know, everything else is women between the ages. Well, the women are a little bit younger. I think the rest of the percentage are women between the ages of like 18 and 25. I don't know why. It's weird, but I don't know. But anyway, it's like, I don't know. It's not a lot of young people watch my stream, but oh well. Yeah, yo, power to the people, yo. You're not gonna stop the art and education. It has to get out. Taj Money, yo, what up, yo? Yo, my homie is in here. About time you came to the stream. I've been looking for you forever, yo. Yeah, you pretty. Don't even sweat it like that. It's not done. Still got like a whole nother layer to go, especially with the shirt and the book. There's a lot of details on the book that I have to get up in there, make that shirt a little bit brighter. I want to brighten up these clouds a little bit, get some more highlights in your hair. Oh, for people who don't know, Taja Money, this is her. Isn't she beautiful? She's such a wonderful model too, yo. But like everybody mostly know how I do, man. I stay working on like mad projects on one time. So some models be like, "Oh, where's my paint?" And I'm like, "It's coming. I'm doing other stuff too." So I got this one started working on that one. They got me banned. I got another one down there. I got those 2 canvases down there that need to be done. But I did have to put everything on hold for this painting right here because, oh yeah, this is gonna be dope, yo. But yeah, like I said, since this is just my personal project, just for me and my collection. Oh yeah, but now I have to work on this. Is a paid commission, and along really good, and it's looking really nice. I got tons and tons of projects going on. Yeah, guys. So this is a great model. We actually met online, just networking. I'm looking for models. She's a beautiful model. I've seen like tons of her pictures on her Instagram, and I'm liking everything. And I see her like she's in Ohio and New York and Oregon and Cali. I'm like, damn, this girl be everywhere, yo. And then I'm scrolling down, I'm looking at some pics, and it's like South Carolina, and I see the town. I'm like, wait a minute, that's where the fuck I'm from, yo. So I hit her up. I was like, yo, what the fuck you doing in my hometown? She was like, yo, that's where I live. I'm like, word. Yo, next time I come home, yo, we got to do a photo shoot. And she said, yeah, and we actually met up and got together and took some fucking great photos. We chilled for a couple hours and had a fun ass time, yeah. And I'm actually gonna do. Yeah, that's the one photo we took at the mall. And then the other one, I'm gonna do another one of her as well. I don't know if I have it out. I got the other one stashed away somewhere. I think I know where it's at though. I better have that picture. Oh shit. Oh shit. I don't know where. I got so many picture folders laying around. But I do have another really good photo of her I'm gonna work on later this year. Oh man. So yeah, we had a little pause in the show yesterday, but it don't stop nothing. I just had to do some legal emails. We right back on track. You know what I'm saying? Right back on track in the trap house. Oh man. So I should paint. I really should get this canvas up a little bit. Cause I got all my colors still sitting out. My flesh tones. I use a lot of lighter colors. He's I don't know if he's mixed or not, but he looks kind of mixed. So he's really fair skinned, but he has a lot of color to his skin too. So I'm using burnt umber, Indian red, golden ochre, yellow ochre, transparent earth orange, permanent orange, radiant red, flesh tone, and here I have some cadmium red, and this color is, I forgot what that color is. I ain't even gonna lie. I think that is light red. It looks like light red, but it might be something else. Anyway, yes, I did not forget. I didn't forget. Because I remember when you told me the first time, and I was just about to look at it. I was just about to look at that. Oh, my man too from Belgium, yo. Yo, my man hit me up from Belgium. He's a graffiti artist, but he does like a lot of chalk drawings on the ground, like cool ass graffiti chalk drawings. He said he was gonna do something and utilize the name of my stream or something like that, and I need to check on that and see if he actually. What? I'm on Instagram. Now what? I'm supposed to see something special. Van Dyke Brown. This dude act like he know colors and stuff. Don't. Hey man, you can't play my role. Everybody got a part to play. Van Dyke Brown. It just sounds nice. I like how it sounds, yo. I like driving vans. I like dykes. I'm brown. It's a good color, man. It's a good color. You ain't sent me no new message. The last time we was talking about that Chevelle. That I thought was a Chevy Nova. My bad. Nah, I don't see nothing, bro. I swear I don't. I got the last message, man. The last message we was talking the other day. That's it. What you doing? Paint some trees and clouds and shit, man? Oh. Yeah, Miss Money. I think this is your first time in my stream, so this is my little studio where I make all the magic happen. Got some little awards over there, stacks of paintings. Got an easel that I actually use for a table and stand stuff. My mic stand, which I use for camera to hold my video. No video. No video. I was about to hang this up, but then somebody was like, oh, what about that? And I'm like, I'll black them out or backwood. No, I mean, it doesn't. Are you accusing her of doing something? It's a cigar, so what's wrong with that? And then it was like, oh, but what about that though? And I was like, yeah, it says fuck. And they was like, oh, we can't hang that in here. And I was like, all right, I understand. And then the TV set up. Infinite television. Whoa, that shit looks crazy. Van Dyke Brown. My doll babies. Don't worry about my doll babies. They okay, because they black. They be alright. And my booby pink. What? I swear, bro, I ain't get that though. You gotta send it again. Send it again. Nope. Let's see. I gotta close that window. My Instagram has no flags for new messages. Nobody messages me on Instagram. But then, when I go to Instagram, Art, man, you're like down here, bro. You sent me that cool ass car, and that's it. It is kind of creepy, but I'm gonna use it for a still life. I have something in mind. It's gonna be, it is gonna be kind of creepy, but it's gonna be awesome though. It's something about these black dolls, yo. I found them at a flea market. She looks like, I don't know, man. and then her footage broke off, yo. You know, the struggle is real, yo. That's what happened to runaway slaves, man. You know what I'm saying? You seen Misery. You know what I'm saying? Put your foot on that block. That shit is crazy. But you don't hardly see a lot of old black dogs like this. Why her arm so long? Her arm come down to her damn kneecaps. What the hell? Is that some kind of subliminal shit? And then this little baby, this the one with the moving eyes, or they used to move. That shit is fucking creepy, dude. Yeah. Now that shit should creep you out. No lie. Oh yeah, there they go. Oh my god, that's fucking scary. Oh shit, look at it. Oh my god. Oh yeah, let's not do that. Alright, I might have bad dreams about that shit. Yeah, that shit is fucking, yeah, that's kind of fucked up, yo. The Puppet Master. You remember that shit, yo? Yo. Word up. Gave me nightmares. No lie, like the first one, they did like 6 Puppet Masters, so you kind of grew up and got used to it. But that first one, yo, fucked me up, yo. The first Hellraiser, fucked me up. There's one movie called Cat Eyes. That shit fucked me up. Believe it or not, the first Jason didn't do me too bad. The first Nightmare on Elm Street, nah. But that motherfucking, that Dollmaster shit, oh my god, yo. That shit was, them little puppets come running across the damn room using that old ass stop motion animation. I was like, man, what the fuck? I tried to, but I can't get through it. What's that? The one game they put out for free, yo, and it was a horror game. You creep into this fucking insane asylum, but you use this camcorder. Outlast. I couldn't finish that shit. I was like, all right, that's enough of that. So, man, and I got Resident Evil 7 on VR, bruh, in VR. Oh my god, dude. I ain't finished that shit either. I got pretty far in it, but like, that shit make you do like, checking your body for scars. Like, that shit really bit you. Oh, it's just VR, man. Damn. But that shit is, yo, VR. Oh my god. I only got like the demo games that came with it. I specifically got that VR headset for Resident Evil. And they said they were going to put a patch to Fallout, but I don't think that's coming to console. I think they're only going to do that on PC. I was so looking forward to walking around the Fallout 4 universe in fucking VR. They said they're going to do it with Skyrim. That too will be badass, but it's not going to be a patch. They're going to actually revamp the whole game. So you're going to spend $70 on Skyrim again just to have it in VR. I don't think I'm going to do that, because I brought Skyrim the first time on PS3. Then they did the remastered Skyrim for PS4. I bought that. I got Elder Scrolls Online. Don't even play it. So I'm not going to kick out another $70 for Skyrim VR. Yeah, that's what they're saying too, bro. Like, everybody who's played that Fallout VR, they was like, yo, it's the fucking truth. Everybody says it, yo. It's like, it's the truth, yo. But no lie, if y'all want to try some scary shit, yo, do that Resident Evil VR. I mean, it really, I don't know, yo. It immerses you in that fucking house, yo. You really feel like you're in that house. How the scale of everything is, the lighting, the detail, the textures, and that's where, like, I'm slowly losing my love for gaming, but like the artistic quality of, it's interactive art, and some group of artists sat down and designed all these things and came up with their color palettes and everything to put this whole thing together to make it look believable and realistic, and they did a really, really good job. on that Resident Evil. It makes you really feel like you're in that house, and that shit is fucking creepy. No lie. My girl was like, "Why don't you play it in the dark?" Babe, because I'm in VR. It is dark in here. It's just like, oh, yeah, that is right. All right. I'm going to finish this beer. Been here. Normally talk for an hour anyway, but I want to get something done on here. So, I don't know how if you guys can really tell. So, I'm working on the second layer of his face. And so far, I've come all the way across his forehead. I haven't touched his eyebrows yet, or his eyes, just around his eyes. And I made it down to like right underneath his nose and right here at the bottom of his cheeks. And so I want to start applying some more paint to his lips, his teeth, and the bottom of his chin, and get this shadow under his lip to look right, and then start getting some of his beard in there, more finely detailed. I should work on his eyebrows though, because they're a lot lighter on the edges. But basically, that's all I'm doing right now. Probably just try to work on his face for the next couple days. This is my work week. Most people know I work 4 days and have 4 days off. Work 4 days, 4 days off. Work. Anyway, so today is my first day of work. I have 3 more days to go. But throughout my work rotation, in the evenings, I'll continue to work on his face and try to fine tune the skin tones and start sharpening up some of those details. And like I say, getting those hairs in his beard. And after I get his face done, I'll get his arms and try to get all the tones in his arms correct first, and then let that dry, and then I'll do his tattoo at the end after I make sure I'm comfortable with his arm, the colors on his arm. And then after I get all his skin tones done, and then I'll work on his hoodie. So a good bit to go. I'm actually moving a lot faster on this project than I thought I would, but just having a lot of fun with it. Rush for blood? I've never even heard of that, yo. Hello, aloha. The Lady Killer. What's up, yo? It's nice to meet you too. Mi llamo es Ramon Vargas Lopez. ¿De dónde? América del Norte. The Black Da Vinci. Word up, son. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Word to mother. Sí, Ramon. Chilling, man. Tranquilo. ¿Te gusta fumar mota? ¿No? Sí, ¿no? Mota es muy bueno. Yeah. Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't really realize about Da Vinci. He was still a very, very great man, but a lot of his ideas and stuff weren't original. They were concepts and ideas that he got from other people. Even, you know, his flying machine. It wasn't like he was the first person to ever think of, you know, trying to build a set of wings with some type of stabilizer. He wasn't the first person to think of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, okay. See, okay, it's okay. It's all right. You don't have to. Everybody don't have to smoke. Mhm. Everybody don't have to smoke. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. It's about to get the munchies in a minute. Necesito comer algo. Mm-hmm. What is my nationality? Uh, Black. I was gonna say, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the very harsh reminders of slavery. You know, it's very very harsh that I don't know my nationality. I can say I'm American or, but what is that? What is that? Yeah, yeah, and that's once again you um the empires that conquered. You know, wherever they conquered, that's where their language go. And and so in order for, you know, different groups of people to communicate, they splash their languages together. So you have the Italians coming north, and so now they're mixing with a little bit of the French and British, so their languages are starting to combine, and so they sound very similar. Just I don't know, but English is the weirdest shit. Like English is just a conglomerate of all languages, and it's probably why it's so hard to understand sometimes. No, hablo español muy un poquito. No, I took Spanish 2 years in high school. Pfft, man, I did very. I was muy malo. You know what I'm saying? Uh, es no muy listo. You know? Shit, I can understand Spanish better than I can speak it. Yo uh, comprendo español, pero no hablo español. uh, really? You speak English pretty good. Oh, oh. Let's not jump to conclusions here. You just met me. You just met me. And he's already calling me a smartass. I don't like how this is going. I don't like the way this is going right now. Calling me a smartass? You smartass. What you want me to be? A dumbass? I don't get smart. Well, damn. I can't do nothing. I can't be smart. I can't be dumb. Oh. Oh, if you read it, yeah, yeah, yeah. Spanish is easy to read. But that's cool though that nobody really cares about English. You know, I think more English speaking people need to learn different languages, and it's like I see all these videos when people rant. This is America. Why aren't you speaking English? When I come to a restaurant and I order in English, I don't want to see you people talking in whatever language you're talking. Like, calm down, damn. Hey, you think they talk about you just because you can't understand that shit? Well, if you feel that way, and say, excuse me, what language are you speaking? Oh, it's Portuguese. Then go fucking learn Portuguese, bitch. Then next time you get around some Portuguese motherfuckers, you won't feel all fucking insecure and there's somebody talking about your ass. Them Asian ladies at the nail salon, they really do be talking about y'all though. I ain't gonna lie. That's a fact. If I had to touch your feet, I'd talk about you too. I'm just saying. It's facts. Facts. Like Puff said, man. English is enough for me. Shit, I haven't even mastered the English language yet. You trying to get me to talk Spanish? Portuguese? Swahili? Oh, come on, man. It's too much. It's too much, man. I'm just graduating from Ebonics. You know? I'm just graduating from Ebonics. I'm still trying to get my shit together. I gotta put some music on or something, cause I'm gonna talk myself to death.
iPhone and Galaxy Tab A2016.
Welcome to Spain. Is it possible to talk your own self to death? Damn. I'm listening to my voice like, nigga, you annoying right now. Play some music. Paint everywhere. As soon as I touch something, paint. You got paint on your phone, I know. You got paint on your shirt, I know. You got paint on your, I know. I have a little spot of paint right there on my pants. I know it. I know. Paint is on everything I own. I can't help it. Well, how did paint get on there? I was painting. Which country speaks Swahili? Swaziland? Yeah, it's me again. You ever go to Spain? Nope. Never been to Spain.
In the Western world, I suppose we have two dominant ideas about what happens to us when we die. There's the old-fashioned idea that after we die, we go to another world. I say old-fashioned, not to say it's out of date. We don't know what the answer to this is. But that's the traditional answer of the Western world. When you die, you go to another life. Maybe heaven, maybe purgatory, maybe hell. Who knows? I think nowadays, though, the more general idea, the more plausible idea to many people is that when we die, we just cease to be. That's all there is to it. And we're inclined, I think, to have in our minds a picture of this, which indeed is depressing, of being shut up in the dark for always and always and always, to be kind of buried alive in a blackness, where we are blind, deaf, and dumb, but somehow still conscious. But in the Eastern world, there are different ideas of this. Think of it in this way. Supposing I make two statements. Statement one: after I die, I shall be reborn again as a baby, but I shall forget my former life. Statement two: after I die, a baby will be born. Now, I believe that those two statements are saying exactly the same thing. Death is not the end of consciousness. if we think of death as endless darkness, endless nothingness is not only inconceivable, but it's logically absolutely meaningless. Because we aren't able to have any idea, much less sensation of nothing, unless it can be compared with a sensation of something. And therefore, I think what is meant is that the vacuum created by the disappearance of a being, by the disappearance of his memory system, is simply filled by another being who is I, just as you feel you are I.
First time around, they missed the whole point, and then they come back and then they sit and listen. It always worked like that, yo. They missed the whole point the first time. Then when it's all over, they sit down and think about it. You know what? That motherfucker did make a little bit of sense. I'm gonna check him out again the next time. Oh man, it's so funny.
Being I is that you can only experience this I sensation in the singular. You can't experience being two or three I's all at the same time. Now then, it seems to me that this idea has very important consequences. One is that the disappearance of our memory in death is not really something to be regretted. Of course, everybody wishes to hold forever to the memories and to the people and the situations that he particularly loves. But surely, if we think this through, is that what we actually want? Do we really want to have those we love, however greatly we love them, for always and always and always and always? Isn't it inconceivable that even in a very distant future, we wouldn't get tired of it? And this indeed is the secret of the thing. This is why the demon of impermanence is beneficent. Because it is forgetting about things that renews their wonder. Just think, when you opened your eyes on the world for the first time as a child, how brilliant colors were. What a jewel the sun was. What marvels the stars. How incredibly alive the trees were. That's all because they were new to your eyes. Or in the same way, you know how it is, you've been reading a mystery story. And you're looking around the house, want something to read, you pick up an old mystery story. If you read it years and years ago and you've forgotten all about the plot, it still excites you. But if you remember the plot, it doesn't excite you. And so, by the dispensation of forgetting, the world is constantly renewed. And we are able to see it again and again, and to love again and again, to have people to whom we are deeply attached and deeply fond, always with renewed intensity, and without the contrast of having seen before, for always and always and always. Another consequence of this is a very curious realization to me. Who would I be if my mother had married someone else? These are the kind of questions that make us puzzle profoundly about our existence. I might so easily have been born in China and India. Why do I feel that the world is centered in this place, as distinct from some other place? In other words, you jolly well know the world is centered where you are.
Watch out now, I'm in my motherfucking zone.
There is consciousness anywhere, that is I. You then, in a way, look out through all eyes, and that perhaps is the secret of the great virtue of compassion.
When your own inner sense of identity changes from being the separate individual to being what the entire cosmos is doing at this place, you become not a puppet, but more truly and more expressively an individual than ever.
Thanks, y'all. But okay, so he came back to his first from his a point that he made, but I thought it was a complete point, but he just came back and hit on it. I almost paused it to dispute what he was saying, but then sometimes you just have to, look, listen, and learn. You gotta keep listening to motherfuckers. So at one point he said that, I am I, just as you are I. When you think of yourself, everyone is I. And we can't be, he said, and you can't be more than one eye at a time. You can't be 2 or 3 eyes. Yes, the fuck you can. I am everyone. We are all connected. But then he came back and said that. So I think he was just walking you up and building you up to this next point that we are all one I. That's what most religions say, that's what most spiritual people understand. Like, we are all the one. And yeah, I am a segment of I. And I'm looking at it from a different perspective. But I'm no different than you are, and you're no different than I am.
Well, now do you see the point? That everybody, if we transfer this to the dimension of spirituality, where the highest ideal is to be unselfish, to let go of oneself, when you are trying to be unselfish, you're doing it for a selfish reason. You can't be unselfish by a decision of the will any more than you can decide not to think of a green elephant.
I'm not exactly Stratos. I don't know what that is. I just got more paint on my phone. I just got more paint on my phone. Shit. Oh. Hey, Tammy. I'm just taking my time. It's gonna look nice. It's gonna look real nice when it's done. Not only faces, I paint other stuff too. But I would consider myself a portrait artist. I love painting people. I don't know. If you can look at a person the right way, you can kind of, sense something about them. and just have that silent conversation. You know, where you actually look into someone's eyes, you know? The eyes are the window to the soul. And I like capturing that. Yeah. Oh. Hello? Oh. Okay. Okay. Wow. So I got
There is a story about Confucius, who one day met Lao Tzu, who was a great Chinese philosopher. And Lao Tzu said, "Sir, what is your system?" And Confucius said, "It is charity and love of one's neighbor and elimination of self-interest." Lao Tzu said, "Stuff and nonsense. Your elimination of self is a positive manifestation of self. Look at the universe. The stars keep their order. The trees and plants grow upwards without exception. The waters flow. Be like this. All your nonsense about elimination of self is like beating a drum in search of a fugitive."
I paint trees and stuff sometimes. I have a couple of still lifes of like just nature. I actually have some photographs on my camera now that I'm thinking about doing. Just went on a hike a couple weeks ago, like 2-3 weeks ago. Just took a little hike, you know, get out the house for a little while on a little nature walk, and took some pretty decent photographs on some hiking trails, little streams and brooks. Then I'm playing around with the idea of maybe putting on canvas, maybe, you know, just to switch it up a little bit, give myself a new challenge. But very rarely do I paint anything other than portraits. If you're only gonna paint people, you should just work at the mall and do caricatures. No. Who told you that? Fuck out of here. Portrait artists are very successful people. What's the most famous painting you know? The Mona Lisa? Whistler's mother, the creation of man, all portraits. The struggle we all deal with is a portrait painting. Why? Because people are flipping awesome. And people are beautiful. And everyone deserves to have their image on canvas to last 1,000 years. Everyone deserves that. No, not that one.
When the police arrive on the first floor, the thieves have gone up to the second, and so to the third, and finally out to the roof. And so when the ego is about to be unmasked, it immediately identifies with the higher self. It goes up a level.
Studying Zen in Japan, and he got pretty desperate to produce the answer of who he really is. And on his way to an interview with the master to give an answer to the problem, he noticed a very common sight in Japan, a big bullfrog sitting around in the garden. And he swooped this bullfrog up in his hand and dropped it in the sleeve of his kimono. And then he went into the master, and to give the answer of who he was, he suddenly produced the bullfrog. And the master said, too intellectual. In other words, this answer is too contrived. It's too much like Zen. You've been reading too many books. It's not the genuine thing. so after a while, you see, what happens is this. The student finds that there is absolutely no way of being his true self. There's also no way of doing it by not doing it. Let me, to make this clearer, put it into Christian terms. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God. Now, what are you going to do about that? If you try very hard to love God and you ask yourself, why am I doing this? You find out you're doing it because you want to be on the side of the big battalions. You want to be right. The Lord is the master of the universe, isn't he? If you don't love him, you're going to be in a pretty sad state. So you realize I'm loving him just because I'm afraid. pretty lousy love, isn't it? You think, that's a bad motivation. I wish I could change that. I wish I could love the Lord out of a genuine heart. Well, why do you want to change? See, I realize that the reason I want to have a different kind of motive is that I've got the same motive. So I say, oh, heaven's sakes, God, I'm a mess. And will you help me out? Then he reminds you, why are you doing that? Now you're just giving up, aren't you? You're asking someone else to take over your problem. So you suddenly find, you see, you're stuck.
Wow, I don't have that picture on my Instagram? Yeah, Dolly's cool as shit. I got a picture standing next to one of his paintings. There is me standing next to Van Gogh. But I got a picture next to Dolly too. Where is that? Wow, I'm gonna have to post that on Instagram. I never put my picture of me and Salvador Dali up there, yeah. Standing next to his famous painting with the melting clock on it. That's crazy. I could have swore I had it up there. Alright guys, my girl, she just got home with dinner, and I do have, I thought it was later than this. I thought it was already like 9 o'clock, but I don't know. I may have to cut the stream kind of short. Sorry guys, it was a work day for me. I worked 12 hours from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So even on the days that I work, I still try to, for about an hour or so. I'm awfully tired. Why that picture? Dolly. Why? That's not the one either. Oh, this is the other Dolly. I took a picture with the other one too. Oh man. All right, that's me standing next to a Salvador Dali piece. Cause I'm cool like that. Yeah, his stuff was real. Yeah. Sorry guys, I had to take that break to. I am the Dali. He came to America and made it big over here, yo. another artist who was like a millionaire alive. Everybody thinks, oh, you have to wait. You know, most artists don't become famous until they're dead. That's a fucking lie. Yo, Dali was selling paintings for like 60,000 alive. You know, while he was living. Yo, Dali was making that money off his art. Yo, I'm telling you. But every artist doesn't have to wait until they die to be, you know, recognized for their talent. So a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know why you're doing that. You're not gonna get anything till you die. Like, no, don't listen to people who say stuff like that. I don't.
Hey, have you heard about the new My Sheets Card loyalty program? You can earn points on all purchases made in store, and rewards are...
Alright, I'm gonna get to a good stopping point, guys, and I'm gonna wrap it up. What was I doing with this color?
So in this way, what is called the Zen problem, or koan, is likened to a person who swallowed a ball of red-hot iron. He can't gulp it down and he can't spit it out. And so nothing can happen. Absolutely no answer to this problem. No way out. Now what does that mean? If I can't do the right thing by doing, and if I can't do the right thing by not doing, what does it mean? It means, of course, that I, who essayed to do all this, am a hallucination. This is the same paradox which the Christian knows in the form, whosoever would save his soul shall lose it. Now, I think that this is something of very great importance to the Western world today, because we have developed an immensely powerful technology. We have stronger means of changing the physical universe than has ever existed before. How are we going to use it? There is a Chinese proverb that if the wrong man uses the right means work in the wrong way. Let us assume that our technological knowledge is the right means. What kind of people are going to use this knowledge? Are they going to be people who hate nature and feel alienated from it? Or people who love the physical world and feel that the physical world is their own personal body? An extension, the whole physical universe, right out to the galaxies, is simply one's extended body. Now, at the moment, the general attitude of our technologists who are exploring space is represented in the term the conquest of space. And they are building enormous, shell-like, phallic objects to go into the sky. And this is downright ridiculous. Who is going to get anywhere in a rocket? You know, it takes a terrible long time even to get to the moon. And it's going to take longer than anybody can live to get outside the solar system, just to begin with. The proper way to study space is not with rockets, but with radio astronomy. Instead of going bang, you know, with a tough fist at the sky, become more sensitive. Be more receptive, and everything will come to you. Develop subtler senses. Let it come to you. If you want to think that human beings are the only sensible beings in the universe, then you make a great contrast between man and nature, and you classify nature as being perfectly stupid and automatic, whereas all intelligence resides in man. And therefore, boys, you've got to roll up your sleeves and fight this system and make it accord with the human will. Well, all you've said by saying that is I'm a tough kind of a guy. It's really what it comes down to.
and I'm not pushed over by woolly ideas. On the other hand, if you can look at it from a completely opposite point of view, you say, well, this whole world is an enormous intelligence, and I'm one of its operations. And really, then I've said the other end of the stick, I've put everything up. You see, the people at the top believe that reality is in the direction of mineral. And the people who are enthusiastic about the universe believe that the more biological or indeed mental end of things is more basic than the geological. Geology down here and say that's the fundamental thing and everything else is grown up on it. Or you can put consciousness up here and say, well, everything descended from consciousness into the domain of geology. And it depends sort of on a psychic mood as to which one you prefer, because there is no way of verifying either. Both, you see, are gestures.
Holy crap. That looks crazy, bro. Yeah, that looks crazy. Alright, my good people. I ain't even gonna lie. I am hungry as I don't know what. But, had a good conversation this evening. Talked for about half of the stream. But I did accomplish a good portion. So I got a second layer all the way down to his beard. Still want to fill in his beard a little bit more. But this is not the last layer of paint. So what you see here will get painted over completely again. And that's just how I do it, the process of it. So next, after I get his a layer over his face, his arms, I'll start filling in his hair a little bit. And like I said, then go over his hoodie, and then go over let it dry for a while, and then go over the whole thing again. I see maybe like 3 or 4 layers of paint where I can get all those details in there. And the tattoo probably be like that 4th layer after I get his skin tone where I feel comfortable with it, and then I'll put that tattoo on last. It's all good though. Me and Zay, we just chilling. Been kicking it for a couple days. Still got a little bit while to go. And appreciate everybody stopping by the stream, checking me out, and keeping up with the projects that I'm currently working on. This light always gets me when I put that camera up like that. But yes, so I got 3 more days of work. So my streams will be later in the evening. I get off at 6. I normally try to hurry up and get home and get in the shower, and so I can start streaming around 7-ish. Don't always quite make it, but I try to. So yeah, so stay on the lookout for the next couple of streams. And thanks again, YouTube, for giving me back my privileges to live stream. I completely understand the situation with nudity, but I'm not like some weirdo freako guy or nothing. Anything nude on my stream is tasteful. So thanks again for giving me back my privileges. Really appreciate that. And thanks to, once again, guys, to everyone for stopping by. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate it. I do this, guys, specifically for you. Because if I turn the camera off, I'm gonna still be in here painting. Except people won't see it. So I'm just thrilled, and every time I stream, I find it absolutely amazing that people want to watch what I'm doing. And so I really do it for you guys, because I love to paint, and I don't mind people watching me paint. So until next time, peace. Catch y'all around.